Thanks to iPadOS 26, your iPad has just gotten closer than ever to replacing your Mac. But it's not all good. I've had a week with it now, so let's discuss. First off, the new windowing system with external displays on the Pro is amazing. It does only support one external display, so you're not going to hook up like multiple. You can move windows between your iPad screen to the display screen. You can resize, move things around. I mean, this can really fool somebody into thinking that you are using a Mac because it looks exactly like macOS 26. Now, sadly, I can't say the same thing for the iPad mini. It just mirrors the screen. So the same thing that's going to be on the iPad is going to be on the external screen. It's got the black bars on both sides, so you're not going to have the full screen resolution either. Now, for full external display support, Apple requires the M chip. So the iPad that I'm running here has the M4 chip, whereas the iPad mini is running the A17 Pro chip that came originally in the iPhone 15 Pro. So it's not going to work. It's sad. Everything else should support it. Based on what I researched, Apple says that the memory and the graphics processor just isn't enough to support that external display. Now, Sidecar is another thing that I test with iPadOS 26 over the last week, and it still works great. Same thing with the universal control. If you don't know what that is when you use your mouse and keyboard on the iPad. Both of these are working really well. Sadly, Sidecar still doesn't support having the iPad in its vertical orientation, but there is an app called Duet Display that works really well. And if you're wondering what case I'm using to get all these great angles on the iPad, this is the Moth Dynamic Folio case. It's so much more versatile than Apple's Folio case. You basically just get two angles with that. This is the exact same size. It adds no additional bulk than Apple's Folio case. They even actually went as far to cut out these little forced sections just to reduce the weight of the case. And you get so much more with it. You have the angles I've already shown you like this. You can also flip it down for a perfect little writing mode. And then it also has a couple different vertical modes, which just works so well. Like, I am absolutely loving this case. It also has this dual screen mode, which basically just allows you to dock your iPhone on top of the device. So if I want to take notes while watching one of the new videos from WWDC, I can watch and take notes all at the same time. And when you need it, it comes right off. There's also a little addition that you can add if you want support to make sure your Apple Pencil stays in place. If you ask me, this is the perfect addition for any iPad owner. And if you use code AppleBias10, you can actually save 10% off. The link is down below. The Shortcuts app has also gotten a lot more powerful with Apple Intelligence. So if you look right here, I have this one that I set up to record audio, then it transcribes the audio. Now this is some of the new stuff right here. So you can actually use the cloud, or you can do everything on device, which means you no longer need an internet connection for these tasks. It all happens on device. So once it does that, then it creates a checklist, and then it's going to automatically add these items as a reminder in my test reminders section. So let's just go through, and I'm just going to show you an example of how this works. So as soon as I run this, I'm just going to list out some tasks, and it's going to automatically do everything from there. Pick up laundry, call mom, film a video, check my YouTube stats. Okay, now it's going through, it's doing the on device, and then here you go. Pick up laundry, call mom, film a video, check my YouTube stats. Now, if I go into the reminders app, you can see it looks like it had a little bit of problem right there with the pick up laundry. I'm not sure why it said task 1, but call mom, film a video, check YouTube stats. All those work. Let's try one more time. Take kids to basketball practice and pick up lunch. Right, it's going through, coming out, take kids to basketball, pick up lunch. If I come back over here, we got pick up lunch, but the take kids to basketball practice also didn't come through. So there's something up with my shortcut here. It is not coming through. I can even click to view this in reminders. Okay, so for some reason, there's the pick up laundry, Here was a couple other examples that I did. For some reason, it added this to my main reminder, but still very powerful. All this is happening on device now. You don't need an internet connection or anything like that for that Apple Intelligence stuff to work. The Files app has also been really nice. So if I click in here, you can see. Now, one thing that I didn't mention in my last video is that now you have the little drop down. So if I tap right there, you can see it automatically pops and you can look right and see what's in the folder without having to actually tap and go into the folder, which is awesome. Like, this stuff is so much more Mac-like that I really just have been having such a great time with working through this app, and it just gives it that much more power. And of course, if I want to add this down to my Finder, I can. I just have to figure out exactly where I put it. Usually it's on the edge right there. And there you have it. It automatically added it. Let's go ahead, and then I can fan out and just kind of go through all those wallpapers real easy. Or once again, if I just tap and hold, I can actually make this a grid instead. So that just makes it a little bit easier to see all those images without going through that fan system. A lot of you also seem to be interested with the phone app on iPadOS 26, and especially with the iPad mini. I had multiple comments talking about, can I just get the iPad mini with cellular access and then take it as my phone rather than my phone and just leave my phone at home? Not really sure if that's going to work. I haven't done some full testing yet, but a couple things to keep in mind is, one, there's no earpiece, so you obviously just can't take a call like this. It's always going to be on speakerphone, or you're going to have some kind of headphones hooked up to it. The other thing is this seems to require Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Now, I have turned Bluetooth off on my phone. It still worked. It still was able to call Apple without any issues. But I'm not sure. I'm still on the same Wi-Fi with both of them. I haven't tested like leaving my phone at home and going out somewhere with Wi-Fi, because I just have the Wi-Fi model. I don't have the cellular model iPad, but I can try that if you want me to, just to see if it actually works or not, because it is interesting. It's not going to be something that I'm going to do, but the phone app is pretty cool. I can show it to you right here. Let me go in, tap the phone. So it looks just like it does on the iPhone. So it's really interesting. So you can see I made some test calls to Apple, and you have your whole call list, everything right there. You can also tap right here to dial a number manually. And of course, there's all these filter options as well. So you can get missed calls, spam, voicemail, all that kind of stuff right in here. And it's just really cool. It is nice to be able to have that ability if you don't have your iPhone with you, to be able to answer it if you do have your iPad. But sadly, not everything with iPadOS 26 is great. The new windowing system is awesome, but we did lose some things in the process. So if you look right here, slide over is gone. We don't have that option anymore. So let's just say if I open up Mail, I come in here, I try to do slide over, it just does not work. You can, like, I can slide up, I can grab an app. Let's just grab this one. I can bring it and kind of minimize it. And this is the problem. If I go back to Mail, bring the App Store back up. So there you go. So now I can kind of create like a slide over system here if I bring this just right on the side. So you can kind of make it work, but it's still obviously not the same. So it took way more steps to get this set up properly for me to be able to go through this like I would if it was just slide over and I could just slide over. Same thing goes if I need to dismiss this, I can grab and kind of move this around and kind of move it off to the side, but obviously that doesn't look right. But you can minimize it, which that kind of looks okay. So it's just mainly, if you want to do something like this, you kind of just have to set up the apps ahead of time, ready to go. I've already set up the settings app to work like that, and so that works pretty well. And then once you go to close things out, it kind of just moves off to the side, swipe up again. But along with this, if you do full screen apps, you can't do like the forefinger to switch over and just go to all the different apps. That doesn't work either. The only way to get to the other ones is to go into this app expose and then find the app that you want. This is kind of a bummer because slide over especially is like the best feature of the iPad for a lot of people. I think I'm gonna like this better in the long run, but there's many times that I did use slide over. So hopefully maybe if we put enough feedback into Apple, they'll figure out a way to have both, which would be amazing. I really don't know if it's possible or not, but I do think slide over is one of those features that a lot of people love because I know I use it all the time, especially for contacting people and stuff like that. That is just one of those things that it's just so nice for messages to be able to slide over, type in your little response, slide it back over out of your way, and just get back to whatever you were doing. Everything else, in my opinion, is great. I love the new layout. I love the new look. I'm really enjoying it. And then once again, I did want to say, if you are interested in this case at all, this thing is absolutely amazing. It does come in this gray and blue color and in black. Be sure to use Apple Bias 10 to save 10% off. The link is all down below. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.